Have you ever been in a room and after someone just suddenly backs in that room, you start feeling as if you need something? You start feeling as if you lack something. You start feeling as if you are not worthy to be in that room. Let me take an example. If you're standing in the room and after someone's coming, you start thinking about your height, for example. You start thinking about your body mass, for example. You start looking out on yourself and saying like, I need this thing. I wish I could have been like this tall and so on. I think most of the time, the society brings us to think we are incomplete. The society tries to make us think like there are so many things we need. Let me take a story. For example, I used to be that type of person like when I am in a society with people, when I'm like moving around with friends, I'm just like I think 1 meter 70 tall. So when I'm with like those friends that are like 1 meter 80 and so on, I will start to feel like I'm really not at their level. Like you start thinking you're so short and so on, and you try like to adjust what you're doing in order to look like taller and a bit bigger than them. And so many times I did those things, and one day I just asked myself, it's like, am I ashamed of being who I am? Like, am I ashamed of like looking the way I am, like going to the mirror and looking the way I am to just say to myself, yeah, you were created like that, and it's fine to be like that. You need to already accept that. But most of the time, we are not even aware of all those little things we do because we just take them for granted. We just think like it's just something we should do and just to feel that satisfaction. But also the world helps us to feel like we are incomplete because each time you step in a room, most people are always comparing one person with another person. Like just for me, like the feeling of like the mind of feeling like you are not tall enough is just because I used to compare myself like with the other people I found in the room. Like maybe you enter in a gym and you see like people walking up and you just start looking at yourself. You're saying like, say I need to have this. But don't get me wrong, I'm not saying like if you're like obese and you look at yourself, you're not happy, you should just say, yeah, that's how I was made. And no, I'm talking about self-acceptance, like to kill the feeling of being incomplete, like looking out of yourself and just to say to yourself, I am the way I am. You were created that way. There are some things you just need to accept, like just being the person you are. Don't always try like to look around people and to say, I need this, I need that. And also one thing is that when you don't start like appreciating yourself, when you don't start like appreciating yourself the way you are, or accepting yourself, like saying to yourself like, I am complete, I was made by my creator. I don't know in what you believe, like I believe in God. Like when you don't say like, I love myself the way I am, God made me this way and he found me complete. Like even the Bible says like God, after creation, he looked at what he created and he said it was complete and fine. That is why he breathed air into us and we were able to have life. So when you look at yourself at the mirror, or when you look at other people and you start feeling like you lack something, you're not tall enough, you're not having that strength. I don't know, in so many aspects, mine most especially was about height, looking at other people and saying like, they are taller than me, they and this and that. And I just one day felt so bad that I said to myself, I'm going to try as much as possible to work out that mindset. So when someone tells you like, you're not tall enough, you say, wow, I'm proud, I love myself that way, and God made me that way. I know it's not easy to say that. Yeah, it's not easy, because at times you just feel so bad that there are so many other aspects. I don't know in which aspect you find yourself, but there are so many people who are going to talk you out, and you just need to first accept yourself the way you are. And whenever, whatever they are saying, like, just be proud of yourself. Just have that inner satisfaction of feeling you are the way God made you to be. And I say it again, I'm not saying like you should not work out to better yourself, to increase your skills and so on. But I'm saying there are some types of things we need to just say that is nature. Like, you can't work hard to increase your height except you're going to make like surgery and so on. You can't work like so hard to change your eyes color except you're making surgery. And I have no problem with those who are like, who want to change this thing and like feel more artificial and so on. But I'm just saying, like, what if you just decided to say like, I'm feeling complete, I'm fine, I appreciate myself the way I am, like, just self-acceptance, like self-acceptance. Self-acceptance, I think, is very important. We practice self-acceptance. Like, just always tell yourself, I am this way and I'm fine being this way. I am this way and I'm fine being this way. Just stop looking at us outward on ourselves. There are so many things the society tells you need like to have, but after you achieve something, now they are saying something else. So most of the time we count on the society to tell us what we're supposed to be like. I don't know how to put this thing, but it's like the feeling of being incomplete is so strong that if we don't try to kill it down, most of the time we don't even feel us attending some parties, because we feel like, if I go into that party, most people, like, they will be having this, they will look like this, and I'm not able to feel that way. I'm not able to look like that. I'm not able to be like most people. You are not most people. You're not most people. You were made to be you, and you are the person the Creator made to be. So why are you trying to look like somebody else, like trying to live like somebody else? And I think most of the time I was living a life of my life in somebody else's body, like always trying to look at people and say, this is what I'm trying to be. I need to be this. Try to feel as yourself, to make yourself feel as if you are the people. No, you're just you. You're just you. If they are winning the war outside, but you need to win the war inward. You need to feel complete inward. Even if you're not like what you love to be. Like, most people will say, I would love to be this. I would have loved to be like this strong. I would have loved to have this. But you are not having that, and you just need to accept that that is the way you are. And I keep reminding, don't judge me wrong. I'm not talking about things we have control. I'm talking about things we don't have control over. Like your height, you have no control over. Like the family you're coming from, you have no control over. Like, what am I saying? What else? What are some of the things we don't have control over? There are so many things, but like your parents, you don't have control over. Your father, your mother, you don't have control over. Your brothers, your sisters, you don't have control over. But you just need to accept that and feel that complete and that completeness, and say, okay, this is how I am. My nature created me to be like this. I have no control over. I can't try like to be someone else. I need to accept myself. This is where I'm coming from, my family, my background, and so on. This is my origins. I have no control over. I need to accept. I won't try. You can always change your nationalities and so on, but need to say my origins are my origin, and I can't always beat them, because after all, your origin will never change. What nature makes, you can't change. There are things, so many few things we can change in this world, but most of the things made by nature we can't change. We have no control over them. So The moment we don't accept those type of things and say, okay, let's go, you're trying like to put a lot of bond of luggage on yourself, because you have so many things already to change that you have to change, and you are still not trying to change, but you're trying to change what you cannot change. And I mentioned some of them that you cannot change. So most of the time, just let go and say to yourself, like, I'm this way, I'm coming from this family, I'm coming from this background I have no control over, and I accept myself that way. I appreciate myself that way. I love myself that way. Yeah. Most of the time, that's the only thing you can do, just to say that. And after you start saying that, you start having that inner satisfaction that most people feel they lack. You start having that inner satisfaction. Most people don't even do well because they don't feel fine, they don't feel good, they don't feel worthy. They are always trying like to compare themselves with another people. That is it. That is it. Instead of trying to kill that, just try to say, accept yourself and be the who you are. That is it. So that was just the message of today. Talking from my own experience, and hope you think about some of the things you have been trying like to control, which you had no control over, and just say to yourself, I accept myself that way. Say to yourself, I am complete. And then practice self appreciation. Appreciate yourself for being who you are. Most people you're trying to be like are also trying, they have their own difficulties and so on. And most of the time we don't look at that. We're trying like to be just like them, but everything comes with a disadvantage. So just accept yourself, say you are complete, and practice self-appreciation. Don't kill your inner confidence, don't kill your inner self. Just build inward to become the person you can become better than trying to be the person you are already, which you can't do because you have no control over. That is a reminder for me. So I'm still practicing it. I'm still trying like to have that full inner satisfaction of feeling completeness. I know saying this I feel so bad because I always like try to be the most confident person in the world, but I'm not. That's one of the weakness I've had, and which I'm working hard to let go and to build on it. So if you feel same, just try as much as possible to build that, and you will enjoy the fruit. I'm enjoying already some of the fruit, the benefits of doing that. And I promise you, you won't regret trying to accept yourself and feeling complete and appreciating yourself. That is it. So, if you love the video, just subscribe, share the video, hit the notification button, and I will meet you in the next video. Thanks for watching. I care about you. Accept yourself, feel complete, self-appreciation, and build. I love you.